Hey, what's up guys? This is Mo Jones, number 22, The Mo Show, and today marks the 1-year anniversary of me riding dirt bikes. I'm making this video to give you guys some insight of my journey and what it took for me to get this far.
That shit was fun and games until I play. I never go with a bitch and watch her pay. The tab will come and I just look the other way.
Growing up where I was at, never really seen, many dirt bikes, unfortunately. It just wasn't the thing that was in the community that I lived in. Everyone was into cars and things of that nature. So that's why it's so foreign, this whole concept of riding dirt bikes. So the bike is a 2022 KX250 that I bought brand new from the dealership here on Guam, Cycles Plus. And the reason why I chose this platform is because it's basically the smallest bike I could find. I knew better not to get a 450 just starting out in motocross. So as far as modifications, the bike itself is practically stock when it comes to suspension and engine. There are a few bits and pieces as far as titanium bolts from Race Tech and a few pro circuit pieces as well. The overall look that I was going for actually is Joe Shimoda's Pro Circuit 2022 factory race bike. I didn't really know much about, factory bikes or even dirt bikes in general, but I came across this KX250 and it just so happens to be number 30 Joe Shimoda. So I fell in love with the look that Pro Circuit has. To me it's just very clean and simple. So I tried my best to reduplicate that. So as far as learning to ride, the internet has played a huge role in helping me develop the proper skills and technique needed to be safe and competitive. But as we all know, you really just can't jump out on the track and think that you're going to win or even be competitive from the get-go. Every other YouTube video is practically preaching the same thing, but what these guys are preaching, man, it really makes a difference. Foot position, squeezing the bike, man, that stuff really helps. Honestly, yes, I used to get arm pumped when I started riding, but the more I learned to just squeeze the bike, the less your arms have to hold on, the less arm pump you get. So it all makes sense if you really look at it. Again, coming from a non-motocross background, that's all I had to rely on. And I mean, let me tell you, the stuff that these guys are preaching, I don't have a favorite. To me, they're all A1 in my books. But what they're preaching really makes sense and it really works. And also seat time is really important. Every little bit helps, 5-10 minutes here, it really helps because the more you're able to condition yourself, I believe, the better you'll be. So one of my downfalls on this journey was actually just going racing out of the box, not even a month after I got the bike, I was already entering and racing. And that's probably the worst thing, you can do because myself had no concept of anything. Yeah, I know how to ride a bike, but not a dirt bike. So I didn't have any, proper technique training, didn't really know much, I was just out there winging it. And to me, I look back now, I was like, man, that's probably the most unsafe thing I've ever done. Because, you gotta realize you have this 200+ pound machine underneath you and you have other people as well. So the last thing you wanna do is put yourself and others in jeopardy. So, my piece of advice, from any newcomer, coming from a newcomer, is to just go out there, not even get on the track, learn proper technique, on how to hold the bike, arm position, foot position, squeezing, etc., etc. I'm not a pro at this, trust me. Like I said, I'm YouTube certified, but that's one of the things that I kind of regret doing when I first started this journey was not taking the time to just hone in on my skills. Besides the internet, what I started doing also was just taking notes at the track, watching other riders that I know are faster than me, just asking other riders, how did they do this? How did they do that? I also learned that fitness is very important when it comes to motocross. Again, you would think that the motorbike itself would do all of the work. I kind of learned that the hard way. I remember the first time I actually hopped on the bike and man, I couldn't even make it one lap around the local MX track here. And that really discouraged me because I'm just like, man, I must not be cut out for this. At the time I was really overweight too by a few pounds. So it kind of sparked a fire in me to become a little bit more healthy and see, what I can do to at least be a little bit more competitive in this sport. Because the last thing I wanted to do is, let something like my weight or just what I thought my inability to ride stopped this. You know, I really came into this wanting to give it my all. So if I fail, that I knew that I failed because it's just not for me. So, you know, pretty much I changed my whole lifestyle when it came to eating, just doing certain things that I knew that would probably hinder my performance on the racetrack. So in any spare time that I had, you know, I was at the track practicing, trying to, you know, hone in on certain skills and just develop my technique a little bit more. Because I didn't want to fail because I just too lazy, you know, or I wanted to go out and drink too much, or I just wanted to eat the wrong things and put bad things in my body, which I knew would just introduce problems as far as like arm pump and, you know, hurt my stamina. So motocross has helped me tremendously with my health. You know, I've gotten to the age where I just became complacent with how I looked and how I felt. But, you know, knowing that I have to race this motorbike and be safe, it really like sparked the fire in me to do better. You know, age is nothing but a number when it comes to this sport, because there's guys out there, you know, 65, almost 70 years old, but that's just motivation for me to just go out there and want to strive for more and do better. You know, it's like friendly competition, you know, not to win, but just to win in the game of life, honestly, because man, I haven't felt this alive in years. I know this just sounds crazy that 2 wheels and an engine can just do a person like that, but you know, it's just one of those things, like, you just have to do it to understand. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels this way. You know, it's just something about this sport that just makes you feel alive. You know, I've had my fair share of spills. It has not all been beautiful, let's say. Man, like I remember the first time I put new plastics on my bike, and the day I brought it out, I crashed. I destroyed everything on it. And granted, this was like 2 weeks before the first race of the season. So luckily, man, I was able to get, you know, everything back going. But yeah, it's, you know, with motocross, man, you just never know. It's one of those sports where you just don't know. And I think that's what really just keeps me going. You know, 1 minute you're on top of the world, and like the next, you know, hey, you're out of the game. So, and like I said, I've had my fair share of spills and scares, but man, like I wouldn't trade it for the world. It actually drives me to just want to do more, you know, because I'm to the point now to where I want to see how far I can take it, you know, before I just can't take it there anymore. Because every day is a learning experience for me. And, you know, the more I ride, the more it seems like, you know, I progressed a little bit. You know, and with the support of friends and family, man, like the sky's the limit, honestly. So I really want to give a shout out to everyone who helped me along this journey. Like, without you guys, you know who you are. Man, I really wouldn't even be here where I'm at now. So that's about it, guys. I just wanted to make this video to give you guys an update of my 1-year anniversary journey. And like I said, if you have your own journey to tell, hey man, let me know. I'm curious to know what everyone else goes through. Because like, hey, we're all in this together, man. All right, see y'all later. Peace.